thread is a bit long, but the more I sew, the shorter my thread gets. It was quite interesting when I ironed my seams, so that they are lying nice and flat, that you can see, or I was able to see, a difference in my earlier seams and my newer seams. That was quite interesting because, well, my old seams, well, old, 4 weeks. I started this 4 weeks ago and I didn't cover everything. So in this playlist, but it was quite interesting ironing my back piece, because these seams are my first seams. My center back seam was my very first seam in this coat mock-up, and well, it was loose, really loose, and yeah, that showed me that the more I'm stitching by hand, the more practice I get. And so, yeah. Oh, and I have to find out something what I can do with my seam allowances in the coat. What will I do with them? How will I make sure that there are no raw edges in my actual coat? Don't know what to do with them, but I will find out. And I guess it's not the only time I will do this coat, because I like this pattern a lot, and yeah, maybe I will make a second one, but we will see. In a different color, because it's a dark green, and maybe I shouldn't use I shouldn't use a light color, because when are you wearing a coat? Not in summer when there's nice weather around. You're wearing a coat when it's very, very wet outside and cold. So yeah, I guess I will not use a light color, but maybe a dark red or a berry color, something like that. Don't know, but at least what I have seen is, or what I found out is that you have to stay in practice. It doesn't matter if you only are able to sew for half an hour or so. It's a matter of practice, practice, practice. And so and it's easier to sew just half an hour a day, or 10 minutes there and 10 minutes here, and because, well, it's not such a fuss. It's only grabbing the fabric, the needle. You don't need much. It's only the fabric, some pins, a needle, some thread, and scissors. Oh, and I would add an ironing and an ironing board. An iron and an ironing board. So this, because you can then have nice, really nice seams. The thing is, even if you do not have so much time, or if if you don't get a sewing machine to work like me, well, it's not that I can't use a sewing machine, but, well, we are not the best friends. And I'm not using so much bad language when I'm sewing or stitching by hand. It's really nice and brings me down because it's very, very slowly. It's a very slow process. And yeah, it's like meditation. And it's something else than knitting. I do knit quite, I like knitting quite well, but at the end, I can't have a coat or a skirt. And I like it sitting with my family in the living room and listening to an audiobook or watching a movie, a DVD or something like that. And having at the end something done. Even if it's just a little, tiny little seam. So we are, well, I guess it's a quarter of the actual seam until my seam maybe if I'm moving, sorry for the wiggle, if I'm moving this a little bit here, like so, then I don't have to hold it. Oh. That's much better. Yeah, look at this. Ha, much better. So I guess, yeah, the problems are part of both processes, sewing by hand or sewing with a machine. I would have had the problem with the pattern piece, not having read the pattern instructions very well. It's part of both. And I think, yeah, maybe the only thing is that stitching by hand is a much longer process than, oh no, what happened here? Too much thread tension. It's much slower than using a machine. But at the end, some parts are done a bit better, I guess, by hand. I'm not sure, but yeah. And actually, I only need to attach one pocket. But that is also something I would like to practice, because a pocket has a curve. It's curved quite a bit, and I have to use tiny stitches so that this seam will be good enough, round enough, I guess. And I'm quite happy that this pocket seam will be hidden between both fabrics, the inner and the outer coat, at the end of when I sew the actual coat. So yeah, I think it's a good practice if I do both pockets and leave both opened. So, but if I need only one side to find where I have to attach my pocket, and oh no, a loop, I have to only find out on one side where my pocket sits, and then I can measure it on the other side, and hopefully it's on both sides, at the same point. Yeah. So Yeah. I think I have quite. Oh no, no. Stitched this thread nearly to its end. So I think I loops at the end in the thread. It's not coming through properly. Don't know. So that's the other side. Yeah. Okay. So, but I think I will not get to this last pin, which is good because then I do not have to repin this pin. I just leave it there. I just stitch quite close to it and then oh no, do I have enough thread for a bit more? No, I will just a last stitch and then go half the way and now weaving in the end. Yeah, and I haven't thought about it. I just was like, oh, I just have to stitch these together and the raw edges are then secured between both layers, but I guess that will not do it. Not the white, only the green. Yeah. So I have to find a solution for stitching or securing. No. I pulled this too tight. No, there you go. Yeah. Okay, cut it off. And then let's have a look at the clock. I guess that's it for today in the stream. So let me see. I have to finish one project so that let me like yesterday. I have to finish one project because on Friday there is a special day. And I would like tomorrow and on Friday pause my my code for on the stream, and I would like to stream a special project, which I will release tomorrow only. So yeah, and so I'm securing my needle so that I don't lose it and accidentally step into it. That will hurt. I guess I will see you tomorrow, and I finished the stream for today. I finished the seam, the side seam of the coat, and let's see what the pattern instruction says for my middle front piece. We will see. So see you next time. Thank you for joining me, and